We have Rajat Shukla, Shraddha's a friend who's joining us live on this broadcast. Rajat, we just played out the letter for our viewers where she said that Aaftab had threatened her. He had in fact tried to kill her and he also threatened to chop her into pieces. Now, did you know about this letter that Shraddha wrote?
You know, sadly, Aaftab was too clever, too cunning to get Shraddha out from all his friends, college friends, vicinity friends, the family, everybody. And there were only people, the only people who were connected to Shraddha and were knowing that, Aaftab is being violent to them were Aaftab's parents themselves. And it is so sad that Aaftab's parents are, they are not even traceable, they're not even reachable. They are also party to the crime. They are equally responsible for whatever has happened. And when the complaint was launched, it was in front of the police. It is so sad that police, when knowing that there was a threat to the life, attempt to murder was certainly a charge that should have been there. When there is, already, he has hit her and tried to kill her. I think there has to be some charge on that. Life-threatening things he has said. That again, that there is a charge for that. I'm not aware of what those charges are, but I am very sure there are charges for this. And why were those charges not put on Aaftab? And why? And on what grounds Aaftab was not questioned and was given a clear chit? Who was the officer then who was, responsible in this case? Who shut this case? What is this behavior of a policeman? On what grounds? Is it just that a female comes and speaks about life, like literally life-threatening things? Her life is in danger. She can be cut into pieces. She was already tried to be murdered. On moral grounds, I think, on actually the real responsibilities of a policeman, he should have actually seen it as a very serious case when the female is herself, admitting. So this is absolutely something truly disappointing from the police side. And I think there is no sorry for this. Everybody who is coming from the police side and everybody who is coming from politicians' side, I think it is very sad that they are not understanding the sensitivity of the matter. She had herself revealed about it and it happened to her. I think everybody is a failure and should be shameful about this.
Rajat, your anger is very much justified because when we see the letter and the words that she'd written, when Aaftab threatened her that he would chop her into pieces, and something similar probably happened also to her. So, and the police is justifying this by saying that in a few days she'd also written a letter and asked for the complaint to be withdrawn. And in this letter, she had mentioned that probably her friend's parents intervened and they reached a compromise. So, do you think Aaftab's parents intervened and are they also complicit in this entire cover-up?
Absolutely, they are. I mean, the sad part is Aaftab's parents from the very start of their relationship knew that Aaftab is what kind of a person. He is a drug addict. He is somebody who threatens his partner, somebody who also tries and beats her up. The photos that are out are only few things, but as informed by the friends, I wasn't there at that time, but the friends who were there, they say that she literally had blood marks here, just below the cheekbone, here near the neck, also near her waist, big blood clots, and she literally went to the police station with these severe marks. How can the police justify this by saying that she came and she said now everything will be all right? How is that possible? Somebody says that, okay, we will not do this again. I mean, Aaftab would now also say, oh, I murdered her, but now I will not do the murder again. But Aaftab will be punished, right? Aaftab was supposed to be punished then, there and then in the year 2020 itself. Why was he not punished?
Absolutely. If the police had probably acted on the 2020 letter and acted against Aaftab, then probably this wouldn't have happened in 2022. Also, Rajat, coming back to about the withdrawal complaint that has surfaced as well. This was just in December, just a few days after the complaint was filed. Do you think Shraddha was also pressurized to withdraw this complaint?
Absolutely, she would have, because the only people who were there close to her were Aaftab's parents, and in the very conscious decision that they did, that they knowing that her son, their son is a psycho, somebody who is of a criminal mind, somebody who is so cunning. Is Shraddha some rehabilitation? What did they think about Shraddha? They literally pulled Shraddha to die. So they are equally responsible for the murder that has happened. Equally responsible.
Rajat, do you believe that there should be an investigation into the inaction by the Maharashtra police in 2020? Because we had a reaction from the Deputy Chief Minister as well. He said that they will look into the matter. Do you demand a reinvestigation? Do you demand an investigation into the go-slow in this entire case?
Absolutely. This is the behavior of policemen. Everybody, you, me, and all the viewers know. You go to the police station, the people sitting there, the policemen, generally, I won't say everybody, but generally, they are not bothered to know what's happening in your life. They are bothered to actually send you on this table, that table, and home. They are really not taking the responsibility to understand what a person is feeling. You can do it anywhere. You do a sting anywhere, in any police station. Just go and tell them that this is the issue. They are not ready to listen. As if the Britishers are gone, but the police is still left. They think they are some rulers, and they are not bothered about what the citizens are suffering. Absolutely disappointing and shameful.
Rajat, this is a letter that was written 2 years back by Shraddha when she was in Mumbai to the Vasai police, and we know that 2 years back there was a completely different government. What would be your take on this inaction by the police under the previous government?
Well, I don't know much about the government politics and stuff, but one thing that I understand from the government is during their tenure, I think the Palghar Sadhu Hatyakand had also happened, and they actually said it is still very loud and clear in front of the people. They were Adivasis, and police felt alone. They didn't do anything, and clean checked. That was something that had happened. And the much that I understand about Shiv Sena, Balasaheb Thackeray was somebody who was himself a Bhagwadhari, and a Bhagwadhari gets killed in the name of a child stealer, literally. So that was, I think, the face of the government then. Actually expecting things from them is something too much of expectations that I understand.
Rajat, your anger is completely justified on the inaction of the police. Thank you very much for talking to Republic TV. And in fact, for our viewers, let's play out that reaction of the police, of the Vasai police, where they said that they did not investigate this matter because Shraddha had withdrawn her complaint.
इस मामले में जो भी ज़रूरी कार्रवाई करनी थी वो कार्रवाई पुलिस की तरफ से की गई है। जो अर्जी दी गई थी, अर्जी के ऊपर में जांच हुई है। जांच के बाद में खुद जो कंप्लेनेंट ने लिखित बयान दिया है कि उसकी अब कोई कंप्लेंट या तकरार रही नहीं है, और जो उसका जो ये था फ्रेंड था, उसके फ्रेंड के माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था दोनों को भी, और अभी उसकी कोई तकरार नहीं है, ऐसा करके उसने रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट दिया था, और जिसके चलते वो मतलब वहीं पे वो क्लोज हो गया।
And Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis spoke to the media earlier, and he said that this is a serious issue. Inaction by the police is a serious issue, and this matter will be investigated.
देखिए वो पत्र मेरे पास भी आया है, मैंने उसको देखा है, बहुत सीरियस पत्र है। उसके ऊपर क्यों कार्रवाई नहीं हुई, इसकी जांच हमको करनी पड़ेगी। मैं किसी पर दोषारोपण नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन इस प्रकार के पत्रों पर कार्रवाई अगर नहीं हुई तो ऐसी घटनाएं होती है, इसलिए जरूर उसकी जांच की जाएगी।
क्या आपको लग रहा है जान बच सकती थी यदि कार्रवाई कर ली तो?
जी बिल्कुल, ऐसा कार्रवाई होती तो शायद जान बच भी जाती।
Heading into a short break right now. After the break, we'll get you more details about Satyendra Jain's VVIP treatment in Tihar Jail. New tape shows how he gets good food in jail. And Assam government has held a key meeting in the national capital. Assam cabinet has approved CBI investigation into the firing incident.
Reimagineering brighter futures with smarter steels. ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India. Smarter steels, brighter futures.
Who has more at stake? Whose promises resonate?
कांग्रेस के समय में घोटाले गिनना मुश्किल है और भाजपा के समय में घोटाले ढूंढना मुश्किल है।
And who will make it on counting day?
इनको वोट दोगे, ये आपके बच्चों को जहरीली शराब पिलाएंगे। मुझे वोट दोगे, मैं आपके बच्चों के लिए स्कूल बनाऊंगा, आपके बच्चों को नौकरी दूंगा।
डबल इंजन की सिर्फ बातें हैं, आगे बढ़ाने की कोई बात नहीं।
December 8th with Arnab.
Fire which took place, which erupted in a workshop in central China's Henan province in the city of Anyang.
Police has now been given extended custody of Aaftab, the main accused in the murder of Shraddha Walkar.
Devastating earthquake that hit Indonesia's mainland in Java has claimed over 162 lives.
Aam Aadmi Party MLA being beaten up. The BJP says it's another incident that proves the many issues the Aam Aadmi Party has.
Poster which is showing mega sale of the ticket. Aap mein sab bikta hai. That's written on that particular poster which has been launched by Bharatiya Janata Party today.
The VIP treatment Satyendra Jain is getting inside the jail was not a physiotherapy session, it was proper massage session, and the person who was giving that is a rape accused of a minor in Tihar Jail.
Shocker coming in from Madhya Pradesh. The man killed allegedly for molesting a woman. A male skeleton of a youth has been found after 4 months. 2 casualties were reported after a goods train had derailed in Odisha, and rescue operations are underway at the site.
Now, post a furor over AAP Minister Satyendra Jain receiving massages in Tihar Jail. There is another controversy related to Satyendra Jain. Another video from Tihar Jail has emerged where Jain can be seen taking a proper meal, a meal which is not served to the jail inmates conventionally. This is a report.
Three days after the Tihar massage tapes broken by Republic sparked a massive political storm,
मसाज चंपी क्यों चल रहा है? क्यों उन्होंने कैदी के कपड़े नहीं पहने हैं? क्यों मिनरल वाटर, टीवी और एसी की सुविधा वहां है? इसका कोई उत्तर उस दिन नहीं मिला था।
किसी की बीमारी और किसी के इलाज को इस हद तक घटिया पने पर उतरकर उस पर राजनीति करना, ये महारत केवल भारतीय जनता पार्टी को आती है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अलावा मुझे नहीं लगता कि दुनिया में कोई और कर सकता है इस तरह का घटिया काम।
Yet another video of the AAP minister who is lodged in Tihar Jail over money laundering charges has now surfaced. The video comes 24 hours after AAP claimed that Satyendra Jain was being denied basic food in the jail. Watch this video. The jail minister is seen enjoying a scrumptious meal. The video has now debunked all AAP claims. And from questioning Kejriwal over the fresh Tihar tape,
as if he is in a resort or a restaurant and there is a variety of delicacies and dishes that are placed before him, as if he's not there for saza of bhrashtachar but maza of malish and restaurant food.
To a scathing and unrelenting attack.
जेल के अंदर बैठ के उगराई का काम करता है, फिरौती का काम करता है और जेल के अंदर पूरा ऐशो आराम चल रहा है, टीवी चल रहा है, पैर मालिश करने के लिए लोग रखे हुए हैं, भोजन पैक्ड आ रहा है और सब किस्म की सुख सुविधा जेल के अंदर उनको प्रोवाइड की जा रही है.
BJP launched an all-out attack against the Aam Aadmi Party. Physiotherapist defense first and now the weight loss claim. The double setback erodes the moral high ground of Team Kejriwal once again. Bureau Report for Republic TV.
And we're getting breaking news right now. Aaftab's polygraph test won't be conducted today. The Delhi police has said that there won't be polygraph test on Aaftab today. What we're getting to know is that Aaftab has a fever, is what some sources in Delhi police are telling us, and that's why the polygraph test won't be conducted. Madhurima will be joining us live. This polygraph test was scheduled for today at the Rohini laboratory, Rohini FSL. We have Madhurima joining us live to give us more details about what could happen next. Madhurima, over to you. What are the details you're gathering?
Well, this particular polygraph test, initially earlier in the day, the entire preparations were done and the FSL officials were waiting for Aaftab. However, we've just heard
from the DCP office that how Aaftab is reeling under a fever, and the polygraph test will be conducted tomorrow, because according to the top sources of Delhi police, both polygraph test and narco test need to be done in these 4 days of the custody that was awarded to the Delhi police officials yesterday. Now in this polygraph test, a room has been secluded here at the FSL property over here near the Rohini court, and a reclining chair has been provided where Aaftab will be made to lie. He'll be asked to breathe in, breathe out, to be comfortable, so that the ECG could, the heartbeat could be mapped properly, and also then of course the electrodes will be stuck. The officials will be sticking the electrodes on the needed body parts, and of course the straps to notify the blood pressure will also be given to Aaftab, and then from 30 minutes to around 2.5 hours, depending on the questionnaire, the polygraph test will be conducted, where Aaftab first he will be asked some primary question and then moving on to more relevant question that could further and strengthen the entire evidence bank of the Delhi police officials. Now what is important here is for the polygraph test and the narco test are important, as the Delhi police officials have been pinning on the fact that Aaftab has been very irregular on his statements and has been changing them, which is why they need one, so that as it is coming out that more weapons could have been used, more than one. So all that needs to be located, because as far as the hardcore evidence is concerned, the Delhi police is lacking, and all they have is the digital imprints of the phones that have been tracked to the Mehruli area and to near the vicinity of Aaftab's apartment. But as far as the hardcore evidence that is required in black and white, that is the police officials do not have that because that kind of evidence would be needed, as it will only be admissible in the court. And now what next is that the most important evidence would be of the DNA sampling from all the exhibits that have been combed out of Aaftab's apartment and from the two jungles, one in Mehruli and one in Gurugram. We have the pictures of police officials carrying some exhibits in black poly bags, and they have been sent to the FSL. It's going to take around a week for the results to come, and that would determine that if the DNA is matching to the remains that have been combed out of the jungle to that of that the samples that have been collected from Shraddha's father and brother, because that is what the top sources in the police officials saying, that they are highly depending on the forensic evidence that they expect to come in the coming week. Rest we have to wait and watch that. In the coming 2 days, according to the top sources, both polygraph test and narco will be completed, so that the Delhi police could further move in finding the evidence that they need, and that could be admissible in front of the court.
Yes, thank you very much, Madhurima, for getting us these details on the next course of action as far as Delhi police is concerned.
Thousands of employees at the world's biggest Apple iPhone factory hit the streets over COVID restrictions and contract. Videos on social media show how police in white protective suits with plastic riot shields assaulted the protesters in the central city of Zhengzhou. One person was hit in the head with a club and another was taken away with his arms held behind his back. Another video showed a group of around a dozen police surrounding one person and being beaten to the ground with sticks. The factory operator at Foxconn Technology Group said it was using closed-loop management, which refers to employees living at their workplace with no outside contact. Protests have flared as the number and the severity of the outbreak has risen across China, prompting authorities in areas including Beijing, the capital, to close neighborhoods and impose other restrictions that residents say go beyond what the national government allows. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Now, there's massive controversy over the tapes from Tihar Jail, which shows how Satyendra Jain has been getting full-course meals while serving his term in jail. We have a reaction coming in from Union Minister Anurag Thakur. Let's listen in.
केजरीवाल जी की पोल खोलती है और उनके मॉडल की पोल खोलती है कि लूट भी करो और मजे भी करो, यानी कि लूट के भी मजे और जब जेल जाओ तब भी मसाज और मजे भी करते हैं, और साथ ही साथ जहां एक और न्यायालय में गुहार लगाते हैं खाने को लेकर, जब उनकी प्लेट सामने आती तो आम आदमी को भी लगता है कि ये कैसी सरकार है जिसका स्वास्थ्य मंत्री 6 महीने से जेल में और अरविंद केजरीवाल उनको ईमानदारी के सर्टिफिकेट बांट रहे हैं। और यही नहीं, उनके मंत्री को जेल में जो सुविधाएं मिल रही हैं वो किसी अपराधी को कैसे मिल सकती हैं। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की पोल खोलती है और उनके मॉडल की पोल खोलती है कि लूट भी करो और मजे भी करो, यानी कि लूट के भी मजे और जब जेल जाओ तब भी मसाज और मजे भी करते हैं, और साथ ही साथ जहां एक और न्यायालय में गुहार लगाते हैं खाने को लेकर, जब उनकी प्लेट सामने आती तो आम आदमी को भी लगता है कि ये कैसी सरकार है जिसका स्वास्थ्य मंत्री 6 महीने से जेल में और अरविंद केजरीवाल उनको ईमानदारी के सर्टिफिकेट बांट रहे हैं। और यही नहीं, उनके मंत्री को जेल में जो सुविधाएं मिल रही हैं वो किसी अपराधी को कैसे मिल सकती हैं।
And we're heading into a short break right now. After the break, we'll get you details of the 2020 letter that Shraddha wrote to Maharashtra police. Big story at 7 p.m. And was Shraddha forced and pressurized to withdraw the complaint that she made to police? More details coming up after this break.
Shocker coming in from Madhya Pradesh. The man killed allegedly for molesting a woman. A male skeleton of a youth has been found after 4 months. 2 casualties were reported after a goods train had derailed in Odisha, and rescue operations are underway at the site.
At least 15 people were reported injured after a multiple vehicle crash on the Mumbai-Bengaluru highway near the bridge in Pune.
Who has more at stake? Whose promises resonate?
कांग्रेस के समय में घोटाले गिनना मुश्किल है और भाजपा के समय में घोटाले ढूंढना मुश्किल है।
And who will make it on counting day?
इनको वोट दोगे, ये आपके बच्चों को जहरीली शराब पिलाएंगे। मुझे वोट दोगे, मैं आपके बच्चों के लिए स्कूल बनाऊंगा, आपके बच्चों को नौकरी दूंगा।
डबल इंजन की सिर्फ बातें हैं, आगे बढ़ाने की कोई बात नहीं।
December 8th with Arnab.
fire which erupted in a workshop in central China's Henan province in the city of Anyang.
Police has now been given extended custody of Aaftab, the main accused in the murder of Shraddha Walkar.
Devastating earthquake that hit Indonesia's mainland in Java has claimed over 162 lives.
Aam Aadmi Party MLA being beaten up, the BJP says it's another incident that proves the many issues the Aam Aadmi Party has.
Poster which is showing mega sale of the ticket. Aap mein sab bikta hai. That's written on that particular poster which has been launched by Bharatiya Janata Party today.
The VIP treatment Satyendra Jain is getting inside the jail was not a physiotherapy session, it was proper massage session, and the person who was giving that is a rape accused of a minor in Tihar Jail.
Shocker coming in from Madhya Pradesh. The man killed allegedly for molesting a woman. A male skeleton of a youth has been found after 4 months. 2 casualties were reported after a goods train had derailed in Odisha, and rescue operations are underway.
How many people killed Shraddha? Was Aaftab alone, or is the system to be blamed equally? There is this letter that has been accessed by Republic of 2020 that Shraddha wrote to the cops. She went to the police station. She actually told them that I fear Aaftab might kill me. But what happened next? No one knows. The reason why we are at Republic are asking how many killers of Shraddha? That's a burning question tonight at 8 on Republic.
Thank you for joining us here on the biggest story tonight. It's 7 p.m. And for the last 2 weeks, a story that Republic TV has been tracking, the Shraddha murder case. Now, in the last few days, and especially the last week, we've brought you details of how the violent streak of Aaftab was known to the police, was known to the families, was known to the friends. But did you know that even the police knew about it, and that too in writing? We'll tell you all about that. The Shraddha 2020 letter is our focus. Here are the headlines on the biggest story tonight. Amit Shah, super exclusive, speaks to Republic TV's editor-in-chief Arnab Goswami in Gujarat, says will beat the 2002 Gujarat record this time. Home Minister Amit Shah tells Arnab that the BJP will cross 50% vote share in Gujarat this election. Shraddha told the police in 2020 that Aaftab would cut her up. She used those words, that she would be cut into pieces, and yet the murder happened. Police blame Aaftab's family, claim there was pressure on Shraddha. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis is for an inquiry into the police go-slow on the 2020 letter written by Shraddha. Massage and great food. I mean, it's a free-for-all in Tihar. A second tape is out. Jail Minister Satyendra Jain contradicted once again. Tihar tapes exposed the bad food claim that Satyendra Jain made in court. He said he wasn't getting good food. He said he was almost starving and losing weight. Videos have contradicted him and exposed his party's claim. The biggest story tonight, a letter that has emerged in the Shraddha murder case. A letter that was written in the year 2020 when Shraddha wrote to the police warning of Aaftab's violent streak. She warned the police that she would be cut into pieces. In the words of Aaftab, she said, Aaftab told her he would cut her into pieces. She even told the police exactly 2 years before she was murdered, in the way that she described that she would be murdered, in the words of Aaftab, that she would be cut into pieces. She had told the police that Aaftab would beat her up daily. She even said that this killer's family, that is Aaftab's family, had been told about it. They knew about the violent streak and they did nothing. And the most shocking aspect of this letter, details of which we will put out in a few minutes from now, in a few seconds from now actually, is that the police knew but they did nothing. They claim that Shraddha took the letter back. They claim that Shraddha took the letter back. We have the details of the letter. The letter is on the screen right now. They claim they're blaming Shraddha, saying she took the letter back. Shraddha said that, I would like to report, she reported Aaftab Amin Poonawala, 26 years old. She gave out the address and claimed that he had been abusing her over the years and that was beating her up. She even said today he tried to kill me, and on the day she wrote the letter she said Aaftab had tried to kill her by suffocating her and that he scares her, blackmails her, and that he will kill her and cut her up into pieces. She wrote this. She said, it's been 6 months, he's been hitting me, but I did not have the guts to go to the police because he would threaten to kill me. His parents are aware that he beats me up and that he tried to kill me. He also knows that we are living together in the East and they visit on weekends. I lived with him till date as we were supposed to get married soon and had the blessings of his family. Henceforth, I'm not willing to live with him. So in any case of any physical damage or physical violence is what she meant, he will be responsible, as he's been blackmailing me to hurt me whenever he sees me anywhere. So can you believe it? 2 years before she was killed, she wrote to the police. She put it on record, and yet we let that murder happen. Dipti is joining me in just a few seconds. Take a look. This is the full details of what that letter exposes tonight.
I, Ms. Shraddha Vikas Walkar, age 25, would like to report Aaftab Amin Poonawala, age 26, who currently lives at B302 Regal Apartment, Vijay Vihar Complex near ARC Bhavan, has been abusing me and been beating me up. Today, he tried to kill me by suffocating me, and he scares and blackmails me that he will kill me and cut me up in pieces and throw me away. It's been 6 months he has been hitting me, but I did not have the guts to go to the police because he would threaten to kill me. His parents are aware that he beats me and that he tried to kill me. They also know that we're living together in East and they visit on weekends. I lived with him till date, as supposed to get married soon and had the blessings of his family. Henceforth, I'm not willing to live with him, so in case of any kind of physical damage, he will be responsible, as he has been blackmailing me to kill me or hurt me whenever he sees me anywhere.
देखिए, वो पत्र मेरे पास भी आया है, मैंने उसको देखा है, बहुत सीरियस पत्र है। उसके ऊपर क्यों कार्रवाई नहीं हुई, इसकी जांच हमको करनी पड़ेगी। मैं किसी पर दोषारोपण नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन इस प्रकार के पत्रों पर कार्रवाई अगर नहीं हुई तो ऐसी घटनाएं होती है, इसलिए जरूर उसकी जांच की जाएगी।
क्या आपको लग रहा है जान बच सकती थी यदि कार्रवाई कर ली तो?
जी बिल्कुल, ऐसा कार्रवाई होती तो शायद जान बच भी जाती।
इस मामले में जो भी जरूरी कार्रवाई करनी थी वो कार्रवाई पुलिस की तरफ से की गई है। जो अर्जी दी गई थी, अर्जी के ऊपर में जांच हुई है। जांच के बाद में खुद जो कंप्लेनेंट ने लिखित बयान दिया है कि उसकी अब कोई कंप्लेंट या तकरार रही नहीं है, और जो उसका जो ये था फ्रेंड था, उसके फ्रेंड के माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था दोनों को भी, और अभी उसकी कोई तकरार नहीं है, ऐसा करके उसने रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट दिया था, और जिसके चलते वो मतलब वहीं पे वो क्लोज हो गया।
Dipti joining us live from the newsroom in Delhi. Dipti, last week we spoke about the warning. There was a warning, and we were speculating whether the police was formally told. Well, here you have it, a letter that also mentions the manner in which her body was cut up. He warned her that she would be cut into pieces. Nothing shocks us any more in this particular story.
Oh yes, and you know, Niranjan, what a lot of our viewers have been saying is, just reading this letter burns a hole in their soul, that someone like Shraddha, you know, a happy-go-lucky person, actually foresaw this end. She foresaw that Aaftab is going to kill her, strangulate her, chop her into pieces. Exactly what happened. And each word, I think that's going up here on our screens in this letter, the letter also that I hold. And we must tell our viewers why this letter is important, because this is a letter written in her own handwriting. It's a handwritten letter. It has a stamp of the police. This is what Shraddha gave the cops. And just for a moment, Niranjan, you know, if we just look at the entire sequence of events, this is written on the 23rd of November. 23rd of November 2020, where Shraddha Walker writes this letter. The details are all there on our screens for viewers to see. The next day, if you remember, there was this, you know, chat accessed by Republic with Karan, who's an ex-boss, an ex-employer of Shraddha, where she details, and she did say that, you know, I was doing police rounds, I'm exhausted, I have low BP with all the beating I got yesterday. So now, you know, all those loose ends are getting tied. And in the next 3 days, if you recall, Niranjan, she is at a hospital in Vasai. She is admitted in a hospital for 4 days. We saw her prescription dated December the 3rd when she's in the hospital. And December the 19th, Niranjan, is where she takes her complaint back. That is in fact where she mentioned exactly this point, and she says, I won't be able to make it today because from all the beating yesterday, I guess my BP is low, my body hurts. Energy nahi bachi hai bed se uthne ki, is what Shraddha Walker is writing to Karan, who is an ex-employer now, exactly a day after she approaches the police. Now, the next obvious question, Niranjan, is that if everything was so clear, she went to the cops. What did the cops do? The cops now are saying that, listen, Shraddha took her complaint back. So what can we do? We could have pursued this case only if Shraddha continued to be the complainant in the case. And we all know the kind, and she mentions this, that I am being threatened, I am being abused, that if I go to the police, I will have to bear severe consequences. So I don't understand today who's responsible, who's accountable, Niranjan, but Aaftab alone is not the only killer. The killer is also the system. The reason why Shraddha today is scattered in 35 pieces in an obscure forest in Delhi. Niranjan.
Thank you for that, Dipti. In fact, what's even more shocking, and I'll thank you at that point, Dipti, but what is even more shocking, and Dipti, you've been through all of this, is it happened under a government whose record with the police was... how do I say it? I can't find the right word, but we all know the record of the Mahavikas Aghadi government and the police force under the most, horrific policemen, some of whom can be compared to Aaftab, given the manner in which they even killed Mansukh Hiren, right?
And it's a tragedy of huge proportions, Niranjan. We must never forget that. The reason why I think you're looking at this entire story unfolding and zero answers. The police behaving as if it's just another case. I mean, for God's sake, today, this young girl, all of 25, has lost her life. Where she went to the police with every detail. Every of that detail today is haunting us because she's exactly played out part by part what's happened vis-a-vis Aaftab, whether it's the torture, it's the physical abuse, it's the beating, it's the role of the parents, Niranjan. You know, critically here, the parents now are under the radar of the cops. But I'm surprised, because whether it's the investigators, whether it's the cops, whether it's the parents, who do we blame today? I mean, why is Shraddha not amongst us? And how will we ensure that an incident like this does not repeat itself? And like you said, the less said,
yes,
the better about the Maharashtra police then.
Thank you for that. I think an inquiry is in order and they will look into this letter. Dipti, thank you very much. The second big story that we're tracking on the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday we brought you the Tihar tapes. Let's go across to the next story right now. The Tihar tapes. On Saturday we showed you the video of a massage being given. Head massage, foot massage, back massage. They called it physio. They called it physio, and that physio defense collapsed because it turned out to be a rape accused and not a physiotherapist. He was never a physiotherapist, so that massage claim fell apart. But today, look at these videos. Look at these videos on Republic. This is the second set of the Tihar tapes accessed. And in court, Satyendra Jain, the minister, his lawyer had said that he does not have access to good food. But it appears prima facie, looking at these videos, this one is from the 1st of October. Let's look at this first video. He's got access to full meals. In fact, he's got access to meals from home. He may be in prison, but he's not getting prison food. He's getting access to meals from home. It appears. This is food given to him in his cell. He doesn't have to stand in a line, etc. He gets food delivered to his cell, and these are the videos that came in today. Yesterday, his team claimed that he would get very, very bad food. They said there was no access to good food. But take a look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He's getting full. He's getting a full meal. He's got five items on his plate. 5 items on his plate. There are at least three boxes here in this particular meal. And he's got access to dal. He's got access to fruits. He's got access to dry fruits. Now, why are we showing you this video? They are showing you this video because the lawyers of Satyendra Jain in court said that he does not get food, and they even said that the jail minister who is in jail has lost 28 kilos. They put a number to it. They said he's lost 28 kgs. In fact, Tihar Jail sources are saying he didn't lose any weight. He's actually gained about 8 kilograms. They're saying he hasn't lost weight, but has gained 8 kilograms. Here's how the BJP is responding. The political fight continues.
बाहर ऊपर सत्याचार, अंदर भ्रष्टाचार। तो ये बिल्कुल पंक्तियां जो हैं आम आदमी पार्टी पर स्थापित होती हैं और उनका बहुत अच्छे से व्याख्यान करती है कि लगातार किस प्रकार से आपराधिक छवि वाले व्यक्तित्व जो है राजनीति में आए और राजनीति को ही बदनाम करना शुरू कर दिया। आप सोचिए कि एक मंत्री जो जेल काट रहा है, सजा में है, कई केसेस में उसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है, तो पहले तो उसको मंत्री से ही नहीं हटाया गया, उसको मंत्री बना के रखा गया। फिर वो जेल के अंदर बैठ के उगराई का काम करता है, फिरौती का काम करता है, और जेल के अंदर पूरा ऐशो आराम चल रहा है, टीवी चल रहा है, पैर मालिश करने के लिए लोग रखे हुए हैं, भोजन पैक्ड आ रहा है और सब किस्म की सुख सुविधा जेल के अंदर उनको प्रोवाइड की जा रही है।
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की पोल खोलती है और उनके मॉडल की पोल खोलती है कि लूट भी करो और मजे भी करो, यानी कि लूट के भी मजे और जब जेल जाओ तब भी मसाज और मजे भी करते हैं। और साथ ही साथ जहां एक और न्यायालय में गुहार लगाते हैं खाने को लेकर, जब उनकी प्लेट सामने आती तो आम आदमी को भी लगता है कि ये कैसी सरकार है जिसका स्वास्थ्य मंत्री 6 महीने से जेल में और अरविंद केजरीवाल उनको ईमानदारी के सर्टिफिकेट बांट रहे हैं। और यही नहीं, उनके मंत्री को जेल में जो सुविधाएं मिल रही हैं वो किसी अपराधी को कैसे मिल सकती हैं?
ये रोज नई कहानी का वीडियो लाएंगे क्योंकि उन्होंने कोई काम तो किया नहीं, कोई झूठे सच्चे वीडियो लाते रहेंगे। हम लोग काम बताएंगे, हम लोग कहेंगे ये कूड़े का पहाड़ साफ होगा, वो कहेंगे वीडियो। आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी के किसी भी नेता से आप पूछो, जनता पूछ रही है इनसे कि भाई 15 साल में क्या किया आपने, कूड़े के पहाड़ों के लिए क्या किया, कूड़े के ढेरों के लिए क्या किया, साफ सफाई के लिए क्या किया। तो ये कहते हैं ये केजरीवाल जी का वीडियो, ये देखो इनका वीडियो, ये देखो उनका वीडियो। बोलते हैं 250 स्टिंग जारी किए, 1000 गालियां केजरीवाल को दी। लोग पूछते हैं भाई वोट तो तुमने कूड़े के साफ करने के लिए मांगा था, फिर कहते हैं नहीं हमने केजरीवाल को 1000 गालियां दी हैं। तो अब फिर पूछते हैं कूड़ा कौन साफ करेगा, बोले जी वो तो हमको नहीं आता, वो तो केजरीवाल जी को ही आता है।
आप लोग अक्सर डिफेंसिव मोड में पॉलिटिक्स नहीं करते हैं, आक्रामक राजनीति करते हैं, लेकिन सत्येंद्र जैन पर क्या आप लोग डिफेंसिव मोड में ऐसा?
कोई डिफेंसिव नहीं है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी घबराई हुई है, बौखलाई हुई है कि ये कूड़े के पहाड़ इतने खड़े कर रखे हैं। जनता इस बार भारतीय जनता पार्टी की चॉइस को कूड़े के ढेर में बदलने वाली है।
In fact, ladies and gentlemen, getting in some breaking news now that Shraddha's father has spoken to Republic TV on the complaint that she wrote, the letter in 2020 that she wrote to the police, which the police didn't act on. We're getting in the first reaction of Shraddha's family. Let's break that reaction on the phone. Shraddha's father speaking to Republic. In fact, we're just going to get you that conversation in a few seconds. Shraddha's father, while speaking to Republic TV, has said that the police called Aaftab's parents, but they did not call him, asking questions on why the police called Aaftab's parents but did not call him. Shraddha's father saying that no medical test was done back then. Shraddha's father says even Aaftab's parents didn't inform him. Shraddha's father to Republic TV saying that I think they all were wrong, saying that the police was wrong, saying that Aaftab's parents were wrong, that the entire manner in which this issue was covered up was wrong. Shraddha's father saying that he's been saying that Aaftab's family must be investigated. He believes now more than ever that Aaftab's family must be questioned, must be held responsible. He's just spoken to Republic TV's Sandeep. We have that reaction, that conversation with Vikas Walkar, who's the father of Shraddha Walkar, who's spoken to Republic TV. And he says that he's been stating from day one that Aaftab's parents should also be investigated, and he believes they should be made accused in the case. He claims he was not aware of the letter that his daughter wrote in 2020. And Sandeep is live. Before I play out that reaction, let me go across to Sandeep. Sandeep, what did he tell you? Did he not know about this letter, Sandeep?
See, Niranjan, at this point of time, when I spoke exclusively to Shraddha Walkar's father, he clearly mentions that he was not called in 2020 as Aaftab Poonawala's parents were called.
All right,
when
Sandeep, I think I have your conversation. I have your conversation. I'd like to play that out first. Sorry to interrupt you. I'd like to play that conversation with Shraddha's father first.
जो लेटर सामने आया है जिसमें वो कह रही है कि वो मुझे टुकड़े टुकड़े कर देगा या ये सारी जो चीज़ें हैं, और आफताब के माता पिता जो है उनको भी पता था ये सारी बातें, उसको लेकर के आपको क्या लगता है, कहीं तो नेग्लिजेंस है क्या पुलिस का जो एफआईआर नहीं रजिस्टर किया उस दौरान, और 20 दिन के बाद जो है वो केस वापस ले लिया गया?
इसमें पहली बात तो बनती है पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म करने की, पुलिस माँ बेटे के पेरेंट्स को इन्फॉर्म करने की
जी,
तब सिर्फ वो बेटे के पेरेंट्स को बुलाया गया शायद, ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है। अभी उनको पता थी, मतलब उनको बुलाया गया होगा
जी,
तो मुझे क्यों नहीं बुलाया गया तब?
कहीं ना कहीं नेग्लिजेंस है आपको लगता है? और मेडिकल टेस्ट भी नहीं कराया गया था श्रद्धा?
मेडिकल टेस्ट नहीं हुआ जी, मेडिकल टेस्ट भी नहीं हुआ। उसके पेरेंट्स को अगर ये सब बातें मालूम हो गई तो उन्होंने भी नहीं इन्फॉर्म किया। मतलब मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि इसमें इनकी सबकी गलतियां हैं।
तो आपको जिस प्रकार से अभी केस प्रोसीड कर रहा है उस लिहाज से आपको लगता है कि आफताब पूनावाला के पेरेंट्स को भी दोषी बनाना चाहिए?
जी, मैंने तो वही पहले दिन से बोला है कि उनकी भी इंक्वायरी होनी ही चाहिए, सबकी इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए, उसके भाई की भी होनी चाहिए।
जी, एक सवाल और ये भी है विकास जी कि उस दौरान जिन पुलिस वालों ने केस लेने से या केस नहीं किया है उस प्रकार से एक्शन नहीं लिए, तो इन अधिकारियों पे कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, इनको निलंबित करना चाहिए आपको लगता है? और आपको ऐसा लगता है क्या कि इस मामले को लेकर के कहीं ना कहीं करप्शन भी है पुलिस का, कि 20 दिन बाद 26 दिन में जो है मैटर सॉल्व हो जाता है? और श्रद्धा ने तो लिखित रूप से ये लिख कर दिया है कि आफताब के पेरेंट्स के आग्रह पे उसने जो है वो कंप्लेंट वापस लिया है।
वही तो लिखित कंप्लेंट दी, मतलब उनका फर्ज बनता है कि उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए
जी।
उसमें अगर कार्रवाई नहीं होती है तो दोनों के पेरेंट्स को इन्फॉर्म करना चाहिए। अगर उसने रिवर्स किया है, वो बात अभी बता रहे हैं, तो उसका प्रूफ क्या है रिवर्स किया है तो? वो सब इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए उसकी सब।
आपको लगता है पुलिस की मिली भगत थी इसमें?
मैं अभी नहीं बोल सकता क्योंकि ये बात तो आज मुझे पता चल रही है
जी। ठीक है सर, मेरा नाम
Even Shraddha's father didn't know. Taking a short break here on the biggest story tonight. It's also one of our debates at 10 p.m. with Arnab. Stay tuned.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Aam Aadmi Party MLA being beaten up. The BJP says it's another incident that proves the many issues the Aam Aadmi Party has.
Poster which is showing mega sale of the ticket. आप में सब बिकता है. That's written on that particular poster which has been launched by Bharatiya Janata Party today.
The VIP treatment Satyendra Jain is getting inside the jail was not a physiotherapy session, it was proper massage session, and the person who was giving that is a rape accused of a minor in Tihar Jail.
Shocker coming in from Madhya Pradesh. The man killed allegedly for molesting a woman. A male skeleton of a youth has been found after 4 months. 2 casualties were reported after a goods train had derailed in Odisha, and rescue operations are underway at the site.
At least 15 people were reported injured after a multiple vehicle crash on the Mumbai-Bengaluru highway near the bridge in Pune.
Who has more at stake? Whose promises resonate?
कांग्रेस के समय में घोटाले गिनना मुश्किल है और भाजपा के समय में घोटाले ढूंढना मुश्किल है।
And who will make it on counting day?
इनको वोट दोगे ये आपके बच्चों को जहरीली शराब पिलाएंगे। मुझे वोट दोगे मैं आपके बच्चों के लिए स्कूल बनाऊंगा, आपके बच्चों को नौकरी दूंगा।
डबल इंजन की सिर्फ बातें हैं, आगे बढ़ाने की कोई बात नहीं।
December 8th with Arnab.
Fire which took place, which erupted in a workshop in central China's Henan province in the city of Anyang.
Police has now been given extended custody of Aaftab, the main accused in the murder of Shraddha Walkar.
Devastating earthquake that hit Indonesia's mainland in Java has claimed over 162 lives.
Aam Aadmi Party MLA being beaten up. The BJP says it's another incident that proves the many issues the Aam Aadmi Party has.
Poster which is showing mega sale of the ticket. आप में सब बिकता है. That's written on that particular poster which has been launched by Bharatiya Janata Party today.
The VIP treatment Satyendra Jain is getting inside the jail was not a physiotherapy session, it was proper massage session, and the person who was giving that is a rape accused of a minor in Tihar Jail.
Shocker coming in from Madhya Pradesh. The man killed allegedly.
Welcome back. As we look at this horrific lapse by the police in Maharashtra under the Mahavikas Aghadi government in 2020, the police in fact themselves admit that Aaftab's family forced Shraddha to take that complaint back. They've admitted it. Listen in.
इस मामले में जो भी ज़रूरी कार्रवाई करनी थी वो कार्रवाई पुलिस की तरफ से की गई है। जो अर्जी दी गई थी अर्जी के ऊपर में जांच हुई है। जांच के बाद में खुद जो कंप्लेनेंट ने लिखित बयान दिया है कि उसकी अब कोई कंप्लेंट या तकरार रही नहीं है और जो उसका जो ये था फ्रेंड था उसके फ्रेंड के माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था।
Fire which took place, which erupted in a workshop in central China's Henan province in the city of Anyang.
Police has now been given extended custody of Aaftab, the main accused in the murder of Shraddha Walkar.
Devastating earthquake that hit Indonesia's mainland in Java has claimed over 162 lives.
Aam Aadmi Party MLA being beaten up, the BJP says it's another incident that proves the many issues the Aam Aadmi Party has.
Poster which is showing mega sale of the ticket. आप में सब बिकता है. That's written on that particular poster which has been launched by Bharatiya Janata Party today.
The VIP treatment Satyendra Jain is getting inside the jail was not a physiotherapy session, it was proper massage session, and the person who was giving that is a rape accused of a minor in Tihar Jail.
Shocker coming in from Madhya Pradesh. The man killed allegedly for molesting a woman. A male skeleton of a youth has been found after 4 months. 2 casualties were reported after a goods train had derailed in Odisha, and rescue operations are underway at the site.
At least 15 people were reported injured after a multiple vehicle crash on the Mumbai-Bengaluru highway near the bridge in Pune.
Who has more at stake? Whose promises resonate?
कांग्रेस के समय में घोटाले गिनना मुश्किल है और भाजपा के समय में घोटाले ढूंढना मुश्किल है.
And who will make it on counting day?
इनको वोट दोगे?
Viewers, it's time for Superfast 50. I'm Shivangi Shukla. Let's get started. In the biggest election interview of the year, Home Minister Amit Shah tells Arnab that the BJP will win the Gujarat elections, surpassing previous records.
अब्बे के बाद गुजरात में भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक भी चुनाव नहीं हारी है, चाहे विधानसभा का हो या लोकसभा का. हर चुनाव हम जीते हैं और मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि 2022 के विधानसभा चुनाव में अब तक के सारे रिकॉर्ड सबसे ज्यादा सीट प्राप्त करने के और सबसे ज्यादा मत प्राप्त करने के हम तोड़कर प्रचंड बहुमत के साथ सरकार बनाने जा रहे हैं.
Well, speaking to Arnab Goswami, Union Minister Amit Shah lays down his prediction for the Gujarat election, saying the BJP will get 50% vote share.
कमंसी जरूर होती है, विधायकों की होती है, पार्टी की होती है, सरकार की भी होती है. शीर्ष नेतृत्व के खिलाफ भी, मुख्यमंत्री के खिलाफ भी हो सकती है, परंतु चुनाव में जब नतीजे डिसाइड करता है तो एंटी इनकम्बेंसी और प्रो इनकम्बेंसी का बचा हुआ शेष डिसाइड करता है और हम प्लस में.
Union Minister Amit Shah completely dismisses the Aam Aadmi Party as a factor in Gujarat, says three-way contest is not a possibility.
आप कांग्रेस को प्रिंसिपल ऑपोजिशन क्यों कह रहे हैं गुजरात?
क्योंकि वो है. मैं स्पेकुलेशन के आधार पर तो नहीं कर सकता. जमीनी हकीकत में वो है. आज ऑपोजिशन गुजरात असेंबली में कांग्रेस ही है, जमीन पर भी कांग्रेस है.
Speaking to Republic about the Uniform Civil Code now, Amit Shah says the process for a common civil code is on in multiple states and discussions are on.
राज्य करेंगे तब ये बहस अपने आप होगी. भारतीय जनता पार्टी की अकेले की आइडियोलॉजी से इतना बड़ा फैसला करने की बजाय अच्छा ये है कि एक सार्वजनिक बहस हो. हमारा स्टैंड बहुत स्पष्ट है कि इस देश में कॉमन सिविल कोड होना चाहिए, धर्म के आधार पर कोई कानून नहीं होने चाहिए.
Amid the ongoing controversy over Rahul Gandhi's remarks on Veer Savarkar, Union Home Minister Amit Shah says Rahul Gandhi should read his grandmother's statements.
सबसे पहला पुस्तक अगर अंग्रेजों ने किसी का प्रतिबंधित किया तो वीर सावरकर का 1857 का स्वतंत्र समर, इसको प्रतिबंधित किया गया. वो व्यक्ति के लिए, एक प्रखर देशभक्त के लिए इस प्रकार के विचार ये किसी भी पार्टी या किसी भी व्यक्ति को शोभा नहीं देते. ठीक है, बहस हुई है, उसका मैं तो बहस होनी भी चाहिए और इस प्रकार से विचार व्यक्त करते हैं, समाज में से रिएक्शन भी आना चाहिए, परंतु इस प्रकार के विचार ही व्यक्त नहीं होने चाहिए जिसका कोई आधार नहीं.
Big focus on national security in the biggest election interview. Home Minister says that many threats to internal and national security will be crushed.
जहां तक देश की आंतरिक सुरक्षा और बाह्य सुरक्षा का सवाल है, इसके खिलाफ किसी भी खतरे के लिए हमारी जीरो टॉलरेंस की नीति बरकरार रहेगी और दृढ़ता के साथ आगे बढ़ेगी।
Union Home Minister Amit Shah now dismisses freebies being a poll factor, says people of Gujarat laugh at these freebie cards.
वो कार्ड दे रहे हैं, हम तो दे चुके हैं। हमने सबके घर में गैस दिया है, टॉयलेट दिया है, बिजली पहुंचाई है, मुफ्त इलाज की व्यवस्था करी है और ये कह रहे हैं हम फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट पढ़ाएंगे। गुजरात में 1960 से प्राथमिक शिक्षा फ्री है।
In the interview with Arnab, Amit Shah now hits out at those against Article 370, says that the people of Jammu and Kashmir are happy post the abrogation of Article 370.
पहली बार घाटी की जनता और जम्मू की जनता ये महसूस कर रही है कि हमें हमारे अधिकार मिले हैं। तो हमें मालूम था नैरेटिव गलत प्रकार से बिल्टअप किया गया है और बहुत सोच समझकर हमने फैसला किया था और ईश्वर कृपा से हमारा अनुमान सही निकला और आज जम्मू कश्मीर सुख और शांति के साथ लोकतंत्र की ओर आगे बढ़ रहा है।
In the interview with Honorable Amit Shah reaffirms that in matters of national security, the government will always have a zero tolerance approach.
इस गुजरात के विकास के मॉडल पर ही आज देश का विकास का मॉडल बना है और हमारा अर्थतंत्र 11वें नंबर से 5वें नंबर पर पहुंचा है। देश सुरक्षित हुआ है, इन्वेस्टमेंट आ रहा है और देश बहुत समय के बाद अपनी संस्कृति के लिए गौरव भी कर रहा है। ये सारी चीजें हुई है, इसका मूल गुजरात में भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार है।
In the interview with Arnab, Amit Shah reiterates that the Gujarat model under Narendra Modi has become the development model for India in the past 8 years.
गुजरात में नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने एक सर्वस्पर्शीय सर्वसमावेशक विकास का मॉडल खड़ा किया है। उस मॉडल के आधार पर ही आज देश भर के अंदर 8 साल में इतना बड़ा परिवर्तन हो रहा है। गुजरात की जनता को मालूम है कि पूरे देश में जो परिवर्तन हो रहा है इसका नींव गुजरात में है और ये नींव और मजबूत करने की जरूरत है। मुझे पूरा भरोसा है गुजरात की जनता पर। फिर से एक बार गुजरात की जनता हमें आशीर्वाद देगी, इसका मुझे पूरा भरोसा है।
Republic has accessed Shraddha's police complaint that she filed against her boyfriend Aaftab Poonawalla exactly 2 years ago in the letter dated November 23rd, 2020. Shraddha filed a police complaint at Mumbai's Vasai police station where she complained that Aaftab had tried to kill her, had been assaulting her for 6 months as well. In the 2020 letter, Shraddha mentioned specifically to the police on how Aaftab tried to suffocate her, said he would chop her up into pieces, exactly what he ended up doing in May 2022. Shraddha informed that Aaftab's parents were aware of the assaults as they used to visit them on weekends and also gave their blessings for the duo's marriage. She also clearly told police in a complaint that if anything untoward happened, Aaftab would be responsible as he was constantly blackmailing her and that she wanted to leave him. Such videos of Aam Aadmi Party Satyendra Jain emerged from Tihar Jail in which he is seen eating uncooked vegetables and fruits in his cell days after the minister moved to city court alleging that he is not being provided raw food as per his religious beliefs.
सत्य बाहर ऊपर सत्याचार अंदर भ्रष्टाचार, तो ये बिल्कुल पंक्तियां जो हैं आम आदमी पार्टी पर स्थापित होती हैं और उनका बहुत अच्छे से व्याख्यान करती है कि लगातार किस प्रकार से आपराधिक छवि वाले व्यक्तित्व जो है राजनीति में आए और राजनीति को ही बदनाम करना शुरू कर दिया। आप सोचिए कि एक मंत्री जो जेल काट रहा है, सजा में है, कई केसेस में उसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रही है, तो पहले तो उसको मंत्री से ही नहीं हटाया गया, उसको मंत्री बना के रखा गया, फिर वो जेल के अंदर बैठ के उगराई का काम करता है।
Sources in Tihar Jail also said that contrary to Jain's lawyers claim that he lost 28 kilograms during his time in jail, he has gained 8 kgs during his stay behind the bars. Earlier sources from Jain's side had claimed he had lost 2 kilograms after the jail authorities stopped providing him fruits and vegetables and a total of 28 kgs during his time in prison. According to the plea filed in court by Jain, who was arrested by the ED in a money laundering case in May, he has been surviving on fruits, vegetables, seeds, dry fruits, dates for the last 6 months. He was purchasing these from his quota of ration, which was provided to all the inmates.
After claiming that a rapist was actually a physiotherapist giving physiotherapy to Satyendra Jain inside jail, which was actually a head massage and a chumpy and a foot massage, now another video has emerged in which Satyendra Jain can be seen served food which is not from the jail but from outside jail. He is served food by 2 other attendants as if he is in a resort or a restaurant, and there is a variety of delicacies.
25-year-old man allegedly stabbed to death his father, mother, sister and grandmother following a quarrel in southwest Delhi's Palam area. Accused identified as Keshav has been arrested. The deceased has been identified as father Dinesh, mother Darshana, sister Urvashi and grandmother Divana Devi. As Income Tax Department raids continue at the residences of TRS Minister Malla Reddy, his son-in-law, the minister's son, fell sick and was immediately rushed to the local hospital. The TRS Minister Reddy visited the hospital and claimed his elder son was in pain after he was assaulted during raids. In a video that's emerged, TRS MLA was seen catching the collar of a government official in Telangana. Reportedly, the TRS MLA was angry after he was invited late for school's inauguration. Before he arrived, Zilla Parishad chairman inaugurated the school by cutting ribbons. Days after the Mangaluru blast, Karnataka Home Minister, DGP visited the site. Investigating officer briefed the DGP and Home Minister over the blast and took them through the CCTV footage. This comes after alleged terror links have become the focus in the probe. C.V. Ananda Bose took oath as a new governor of West Bengal. Bose, who was named the new governor on November 17, took oath as the Raj Bhavan. Now, the new governor was administered the oath by the Chief Justice of the High Court, and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and other dignitaries were also present at the site.
I, Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, do swear in the name of God that I will faithfully execute the office of the Governor of West Bengal and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect and defend the Constitution and the law, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of West Bengal.
West Bengal government employees took to the streets of Kolkata this afternoon demanding increment in their allowance. Violent protests broke out between the protesters and the police who were deployed to control them. The protesters were pushed, dragged and detained, all for demanding DA. Massive fire has broken out in Assam-Nagaland border. Over 200 houses have been gutted in the fire that broke out this afternoon. Although sources of the fire is yet to be ascertained why the fire happened, but fire tenders were rushed to the spot to contain it. Election Commission has asked the two factions of Shiv Sena-led Eknath Shinde and Uddhav Thackeray to submit documents by November 23rd to claim the party's name and symbol. The Commission will assign the date for a hearing once the documents from both the factions are submitted. While addressing a public rally in Morbi, UP CM Yogi Adityanath expressed his condolences to the families who lost their dear ones in the Morbi bridge collapse on October 30th. Yogi recalled the unfortunate incident that took several lives that night.
मोरबी का इतिहास रहा है, चुनौतियों से जूझते हुए खड़ा होने की, चाहे वह 1979 के ब्रिज के टूटने की घटना हो या साइक्लोन से उभर करके फिर से जीवंतता के साथ आगे बढ़ने का, या भूकंप के दौरान भुज और मोरबी के अंदर हुए नुकसान को समय से पूरा करते हुए खड़े होकर के फिर से जीवंतता की एक नई कहानी कहने का।
Massive fire broke out at a godown near Dhaneshwar in Jajpur, Odisha. Now, the cause of the fire is yet to be ascertained. However, no casualties have been reported so far. Gujarat election campaigns went on in full swing as BJP National President JP Nadda addressed a public rally in Gujarat this morning. He lauded the work done by the Gujarat government over the years and said that the Gujarat model is the source of the culture of development politics. Supreme Court has announced 4 special benches to conduct proceedings in issues related to criminal matters, direct and indirect taxes, and land acquisitions. Chief Justice of India Chandrachud has now revealed that Justice Surya Kant will be heading the bench dealing with land acquisition matters. Other details of the bench are yet to be known. Gujarat police have arrested 2 persons and seized 75 lakh cash from a car during vehicle checking in Surat. Police sources reveal that these security checks took place amid the upcoming Gujarat Assembly polls. 25-year-old man was arrested for killing an 18-year-old girl at a house in Burel village. Now, sources reveal that the accused, identified as Muhammad Sharik, is now married, was allegedly pressurizing the girl to be with him in an extramarital affair. An unidentified man with mental retardation climbed the Havra Bridge this evening, creating panic and chaos among the people. He was finally rescued and brought down after prolonged efforts by the police and the fire brigade. 2 blasts went off near the bus stops in Jerusalem, killing 1 person and injuring at least 14. One of the blasts went off near a bus stop on the edge of the city where commuters usually crowd waiting for buses. The apparent attacks came as Israeli-Palestinian tensions are high. Shooting at a Walmart in Virginia left several people dead and wounded. However, the exact numbers was not known immediately. It said that the shooter was among the dead. Local television showed police cars with flashing lights in the night, yellow tape around the parking lot. Meanwhile, the police found multiple dead people and several injured in the store. Cops put rescue and tactical teams together to go inside to attend to the victims. The cops believe that the shooting had stopped when the police arrived.
10:12 p.m. Tuesday evening, we responded here to the Walmart on Sam's Drive for a report of a shooting. Once the initial officers first got here, they quickly realized that it was an active threat type situation, so we kind of switched our tactics to an active threat response and kind of went that motion. Several other officers, many other officers also responded. Parts of members of our fire department responded. We did basically like a tactical entrance and movement in the building.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky welcomed a new round of funding from the US and the European Union, totaling a combined of $7 billion. He said that the package from Brussels supplied 2.5 billion euros, while 4.5 billion from Washington was coming soon. Ukrainian officials handed over the bodies of 33 soldiers recovered from Russia to their families. The bodies of Russian servicemen were sent from a special storage facility to Kharkiv to be exchanged for the bodies of Ukrainian servicemen. New Zealand's central bank hiked interest rates by a record amount as it tries to get inflation under control. Reserve Bank of New Zealand increased its benchmark rate by 0.75 of a point to around 4.25%. It's the first time the bank has raised rates by more than half point since the introduction of the official cash rate in the year 1999.
The committee decided today to increase the official cash rate from 3.5% to 4.25%, so a 75 basis point increase. The committee agreed that the OCR needs to reach a higher level and sooner than previously indicated to ensure that inflation returns to within its target range over the medium term.
Indonesian workers and residents assess the damage in West Java after 5.6 magnitude earthquake killed at least 268 people. More than 1,000 people were injured in tremors on the island of Java and many remain missing. A new construction of the world's only super-sized, 3-dimensional, asymmetric swivel bridge of Kaobao Road Expressway. Now it has been completed, a large-scale swivel docking of around 4 railway lines, 7 railway tracks in Shanghai. The success of this challenge set a number of world records. Taiwan's Foreign Minister Joseph said that Taiwanese voters will factor China into their voting decisions whenever China tries to intensify its interference in Taiwan's election periods. He added that it is only possible that China is being very busy dealing with its own domestic problems. He also concluded by saying that China's disinformation campaign is persisting. Employees at the world's biggest Apple iPhone factory have been beaten and detained in protest over contract disputes amid antivirus controls. Thousands of people in masks facing many rows of police in white protective suits with plastic riot shields can be spotted. Company headquartered in Taipei did not immediately respond to a request for information about the situation. Cristiano Ronaldo is confirmed to leave Manchester United by mutual agreement with immediate effect. Now, Ronaldo has been subject to intense criticism over his recent interview with British journalist Piers Morgan. In the interview, Ronaldo has criticized the club over a number of issues. Manchester United's owners have now said that they are ready to sell the club, potentially ending 17 acrimonious years of ownership by the Glazer family. Weeks of turbulence appear to have come to an end when United assured and announced that Ronaldo's contract had been terminated by mutual agreement to bring to an end his second spell at Old Trafford. Morocco held around 2018 World Cup runners-up Croatia to a 0-0 draw. Luka Modric had more of the ball but failed to break down the Morocco defense. The Morocco players fought in the last minute to, in fact, draw out the match. 2014 World Cup winners Germany will take centre stage with a square-off against Japan at the Khalifa International Stadium. The Germans will be determined to overcome the horrors of the 2018 World Cup, where they shockingly crashed out of the group stage. Injured South Korean captain Son Heung-min joined training on Wednesday as his side prepares for the Group H World Cup opener against two-time winners Uruguay. The two will face off at Education City Stadium. Carlos Queiroz men trained on Wednesday ahead of their second group match at the World Cup against Wales on Friday. Iran's players stood in silence during their country's national anthem ahead of their 6-2 World Cup loss to England last Monday. Poland coach has defended his star player Robert Lewandowski after the forward second half penalty attempt was saved by Mexico goalkeeper, leaving Poland to settle for a 0-0 draw at the World Cup. Tiger Woods is making a bigger impact off the course than inside the ropes, and he was rewarded with a $15 million bonus from the PGA Tour's Player Impact Program. Woods won the award for the second straight year by playing slightly more often. Mikal Bridges and Devin Booker each scored 25 points to lead the Phoenix Suns to a win over Los Angeles Lakers on Tuesday night. Suns, playing without point guard Chris Paul for the 7th straight game, have beaten the Lakers 5 straight times in regular season play. And the 2024 T20 World Cup will be played in a different format in which 20 participating countries will be divided into 4 groups of 5 teams each, and the first round will be followed by Super 8 stage. As hosts, the West Indies and the USA take up the first 2 spots.
Who has more at stake? Whose promises resonate?
कांग्रेस के समय में घोटाले गिनना मुश्किल है और भाजपा के समय में घोटाले ढूंढना मुश्किल है.
And who will make it on counting day?
इनको वोट दोगे ये आपके बच्चों को जहरीली शराब पिलाएंगे. मुझे वोट दोगे मैं आपके बच्चों के लिए स्कूल बनाऊंगा, आपके बच्चों को नौकरी दूंगा.
डबल इंजन की सिर्फ बातें हैं, आगे बढ़ाने की कोई बात नहीं.
December 8th with Arnab.
Fire which erupted in a workshop in central China's Henan province in the city of Anyang.
Police has now been given extended custody of Aaftab, the main accused in the murder of Shraddha Walkar.
Devastating earthquake that hit Indonesia's mainland in Java has claimed over 162 lives.
Aam Aadmi Party MLA being beaten up, the BJP says it's another incident that proves the many issues the Aam Aadmi Party has.
Poster which is showing mega sale of the ticket. Aap mein sab bikta hai. That's written on that particular poster which has been launched by Bharatiya Janata Party today.
The VIP treatment Satyendra Jain is getting inside the jail was not a physiotherapy session, it was proper massage session, and the person who was giving that is a rape accused of a minor in Tihar Jail.
Shock Shocker coming in from Madhya Pradesh. The man killed allegedly for molesting a woman. A male skeleton of a youth has been found after 4 months. 2 casualties were reported after a goods train had derailed in Odisha, and rescue operations are underway at the site.
At least 15 people were reported injured after a multiple vehicle crash on the Mumbai-Bengaluru highway near the bridge in Pune.
Who has more at stake? Whose promises resonate?
कांग्रेस के समय में घोटाले गिनना मुश्किल है और भाजपा के समय में घोटाले ढूंढना मुश्किल है.
And who will make it on counting day?
इनको वोट दोगे ये आपके बच्चों को जहरीली शराब पिलाएंगे. मुझे वोट दोगे मैं आपके बच्चों के लिए स्कूल बनाऊंगा, आपके बच्चों को नौकरी दूंगा.
डबल इंजन की सिर्फ बातें हैं, आगे बढ़ाने की कोई बात नहीं.
December 8th with Arnab.
Fire which took place, which erupted in a workshop in central China's Henan province in the city of Anyang.
Police has now been given extended custody of Aaftab, the main accused in the murder of Shraddha Walkar.
Devastating earthquake that hit Indonesia's mainland in Java has claimed over 162 lives.
Aam Aadmi Party MLA being beaten up, the BJP says it's another incident that proves the many issues the Aam Aadmi Party has.
Poster which is showing mega sale of the ticket. Aap mein sab bikta hai. That's written on that particular poster which has been launched by Bharatiya Janata Party today.
The VIP treatment Satyendra Jain is getting inside the jail was not a physiotherapy session, it was proper massage session, and the person who was giving that is a rape accused of a minor in Tihar Jail.
Shocker coming in from Madhya Pradesh. The man killed allegedly for molesting a woman. A male skeleton of a youth has been found after 4 months. 2 casualties were reported after a goods train had derailed in Odisha, and rescue operations are underway at the site.
At least 15 people were reported injured after a multiple vehicle crash on the Mumbai-Bengaluru highway near the bridge in Pune.
Thousands of employees at the world's biggest Apple iPhone factory hit the streets over COVID restrictions and contract. Videos on social media show how police in white protective suits with plastic riot shields assaulted the protesters in the central city of Zhengzhou. One person was hit in the head with a club and another was taken away with his arms held behind his back. Another video showed a group of around a dozen police surrounding one person and being beaten to the ground with sticks. The factory operator at Foxconn Technology Group said it was using closed-loop management, which refers to employees living at their workplace with no outside contact. Protests have flared as the number and the severity of the outbreak has risen across China, prompting authorities in areas including Beijing, the capital, to close neighborhoods and impose other restrictions that residents say go beyond what the national government allows. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
Shocker coming in from Madhya Pradesh. The man killed allegedly for molesting a woman. A male skeleton of a youth has been found after 4 months. 2 casualties were reported after a goods train had derailed in Odisha, and rescue operations are underway at the site.
At least 15 people were reported injured after a multiple vehicle crash on the Mumbai-Bengaluru highway near the bridge in Pune.
Who has more at stake? Whose promises resonate?
कांग्रेस के समय में घोटाले गिनना मुश्किल है और भाजपा के समय में घोटाले ढूंढना मुश्किल है.
And who will make it on counting day?
इनको वोट दोगे ये आपके बच्चों को जहरीली शराब पिलाएंगे. मुझे वोट दोगे मैं आपके बच्चों के लिए स्कूल बनाऊंगा, आपके बच्चों को नौकरी दूंगा.
डबल इंजन की सिर्फ बातें हैं, आगे बढ़ाने की कोई बात नहीं.
December 8th with Arnab.
Fire which erupted in a workshop in central China's Henan province in the city of Anyang.
Police has now been given extended custody of Aaftab, the main accused in the murder of Shraddha Walkar.
Devastating earthquake that hit Indonesia's mainland in Java has claimed over 162 lives.
Aam Aadmi Party MLA being beaten up. The BJP says it's another incident that proves the many issues the Aam Aadmi Party has.
Poster which is showing mega sale of the ticket. Aap mein sab bikta hai. That's written on that particular poster which has been launched by Bharatiya Janata Party today.
The VIP treatment Satyendra Jain is getting inside the jail was not a physiotherapy session, it was proper massage session, and the person who was giving that is a rape accused of a minor in Tihar Jail.
Shocker coming in from
Burning question.
Republic accesses Shraddha's complaint letter. This is dated November the 23rd of 2020. This letter proves that Shraddha had warned of Aaftab's rage.
माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था दोनों को भी, और अभी उसकी कोई तकरार नहीं है ऐसा करके उसने रिटन स्टेटमेंट दिया था.
The Maharashtra police say Shraddha's complaint retracted after she was convinced by Aaftab's parents. The big question remains, did inaction on Shraddha's letter with certain chilling revelations lead to this gruesome murder? In more news, it's a new tape of Satyendra Jain in Tihar dismissing his claim of no good food in the jail. Just look at this video on your screens. He's actually enjoying a hearty meal.
झूठे सच्चे वीडियो लाते रहेंगे.
That is the Aam Aadmi Party that remains in a denial mode, says will not sack Satyendra Jain, come what may. And the Assam government holds a key meet in the national capital. Cabinet approves a CBI investigation in the firing incident. A very good evening. Thank you for staying with us here on Republic. I'm Deepthi Sachdeva. The show is called The Burning Question. And we have a lot of questions tonight. Those questions go out to the investigators. The questions go out to the Maharashtra cops. The questions actually go out to all of us today. Do remember Shraddha Walkar. That's a case that Republic has tracked very, very closely. And this letter that you have seen all through today on Republic is a letter that you can also read on republicworld.com. And this is in more ways than one the death warrant written by Shraddha herself, detailing what she went through. She actually goes to the cops in the November of 2020 and she tells them that I fear for my life. Aaftab is threatening me, he's abusing me, he's even blackmailing me. But then nothing happens. The reason why today Shraddha is no more. Shraddha is scattered in 35 pieces. And what do the cops say? The cops say, we couldn't do anything, we were helpless because Shraddha took her complaint back in exactly 20 days. But what happened in these 20 days? Shraddha has a chat with her ex-boss where she details this account, and not just this. Shraddha even lands up in the hospital. That's a story that all of you are aware of. But for the very first time, this letter is the proof of the kind of assault Shraddha was subjected to. She foresaw her death. She foresaw that Aaftab is going to chop her into pieces. Before we get your reactions to the police and before we actually get down deep into the debate and understand what has gone wrong, who's accountable, Shraddha's father, is breaking his silence for the very first time following this expose. Sit back and listen to what a distraught father today has to say.
सर, ये जो लेटर सामने आया है जिसमें वो कह रही है कि वो मुझे टुकड़े टुकड़े कर देगा या ये सारी जो चीज़ें हैं, और आफ्ताब के माता पिता जो है उनको भी पता था ये सारी बातें, उसको लेकर के आपको क्या लगता है, कहीं तो नेग्लिजेंस है क्या पुलिस का, जो एफआईआर नहीं रजिस्टर किया उस दौरान और 20 दिन के बाद जो है वो केस वापस ले लिया गया?
इसमें पहली बात तो बनती है पुलिस को इन्फॉर्म करने की, पुलिस माँ बेटे के पेरेंट्स को इन्फॉर्म करने की
जी।
तब सिर्फ वो बेटे के पेरेंट्स को बुलाया गया शायद, ऐसा मुझे लग रहा है। अभी उनको पता थी, मतलब उनको बुलाया गया होगा
जी,
तो मुझे क्यों नहीं बुलाया गया तब?
कहीं ना कहीं नेग्लिजेंस है आपको लगता है? और मेडिकल टेस्ट भी नहीं कराया गया था श्रद्धा?
मेडिकल टेस्ट नहीं हुआ जी, मेडिकल टेस्ट भी नहीं हुआ। उसके पेरेंट्स को अगर ये सब बातें मालूम हो गई तो उन्होंने भी नहीं इन्फॉर्म किया। मतलब मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि इसमें सब इनकी सबकी गलतियां हैं।
तो आपको जिस प्रकार से अभी केस प्रोसीड कर रहा है उस लिहाज से आपको लगता है कि आफ्ताब पूनावाला के पेरेंट्स को भी दोषी बनाना चाहिए?
जी, मैंने तो वही पहले दिन से बोला है कि उनकी भी इंक्वायरी होनी ही चाहिए, सबकी इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए, उसके भाई की भी होनी चाहिए
जी। एक सवाल और ये भी है विकास जी कि उस दौरान जिन पुलिस वालों ने केस लेने से या केस नहीं किया है, उस प्रकार से एक्शन नहीं लिए, तो इन अधिकारियों पे कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, इनको निलंबित करना चाहिए आपको लगता है? और आपको ऐसा लगता है क्या कि इस मामले को लेकर के कहीं ना कहीं करप्शन भी है पुलिस का, कि 20 दिन बाद 26 दिन में जो है मैटर सॉल्व हो जाता है? और श्रद्धा ने तो लिखित रूप से ये लिख कर दिया है कि आफ्ताब के पेरेंट्स के आग्रह पे उसने जो है वो कंप्लेंट वापस लिया है।
वही तो लिखित कंप्लेंट दी, मतलब उनका फर्ज बनता है कि उसके ऊपर कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए
जी।
उसमें अगर कार्रवाई नहीं होती है तो दोनों के पेरेंट्स को इन्फॉर्म करना चाहिए। अगर उसने रिवर्स किया है, वो बात अभी बता रहे हैं, तो उसका प्रूफ क्या है रिवर्स किया है तो? वो सब इंक्वायरी होनी चाहिए उसकी सब।
आपको लगता है पुलिस की मिली भगत थी इसमें?
मैं अभी नहीं बोल सकता क्योंकि ये बात तो आज मुझे पता चल रही है
जी।
So Shraddha said in the letter, Aaftab is abusing me, beating me. Shraddha says Aaftab made attempts to kill me. Shraddha also says, Karan, Brinda, PK Jain and Shilpi, that Aaftab has been assaulting me for the last 6 months. Not just this. She even goes on to say that Aaftab's parents are aware that he tried to kill me. He's blackmailing me. He's threatening me. In spite of this, PK Jain Saab, as I say good evening to all of you right now, I want to understand, sir, from you, because you're the former additional DGP of the state of Maharashtra. Why did we let Shraddha die?
See, Deepti, in many of these cases, the complaint is lost at the heat of the moment. Subsequently, they do patch up. In this case, it was a live-in relationship. Shraddha had all the option to walk out of that house and keep pursuing that complaint. But somewhere she also mellowed down and took her complaint back, maybe with the intervention of the accused parents. But she did take it back. As I said, it's a question of had she persisted in her complaint, I'm sure some action would have been taken, due offense would have been registered. But a complaint was lodged and then she withdrew it. And there was no FIR in this case. It happens in many cases. So the police, it does not happen that the police immediately a case comes and they register a case. Even the Supreme Court gives us a time about 15 days to inquire into a case and then take whatever action is needed. And during this time, summons are always sent to the other party. They are called, their version is heard, and then only some action is taken. Now, unfortunately, this has culminated into whatever he had threatened in that letter. So I would not like to, place the blame squarely on the police officer. But even those 20 days, if no action was taken by the police whatsoever, if the non-applicant, that is Aaftab, or his parents had not been called, I can understand there was a mistake on the part of the police. But if that action was taken, and during that process, if Shraddha had withdrawn her complaint, or she had said that the matter is now, she is taking her complaint back, for whatever reasons, the police has no reason to pursue it any further. So let us very clearly understand the application inquiry in such a case. The legal luminaries may differ with me. We keep on getting lakhs of such applications every year. Listen to me, Deepthi. We keep on getting lakhs of applications every year.
That is true.
Now, if an offence is registered, if an offence is registered in each and every case, the police will not be able to function at all. So there is a system which is provided under the law and the rules that an inquiry has to be made. And if during the course of inquiry, the person withdraws the complaint, which happens in many cases, the case is simply filed. Now, she never walked out of the relationship. If she thought that there was a genuine threat to her life, she should have walked out. She was an independent girl. She had her own means of income. There was no reason why she would be sticking around. She was not even married to this man. She was only in a live-in relationship for whatever it is worth. Yeah, please come in.
PK Jain sir, Karan, I know you want to come in, but I want to take this directly first to Brinda and to Shilpi. And, I also want to say something. It's really easy today because we don't have Shraddha amongst us anymore to say she could have walked out of the relationship. But Brinda, what happens in such cases? PK Jain, I agree with Jain sir when he says that, listen, we get lakhs of such cases. For how long can you, have a surveillance, a protection officer on everyone? But how often do we have cases that are as serious as this, wherein this letter, which is handwritten, a letter that is, stamped by the police, she goes on to say that if any physical damage comes to me, Aaftab is responsible because he wants to kill me and he can hurt me in absolutely any manner. And we all know, Brinda, that the kind of system, the kind of times we live in, complainants are forced to take their complaints back. Whether it's domestic violence, it's the Dowry Act, we all know this. But does this mean we can have n number of Shraddhas because we'll be forced to take back their complaints? So why are we even complaining? Why are we even talking about this, Brinda?
First and foremost, I think the police person must be knowing that all cases do not come to the police station in the first instance. Mostly it is always arbitrations and compromises with friends, with family, with whoever it might be. When it becomes very serious, the police station, sir, is almost the last resort for several women. Almost 95% of women come to the police station as a last resort. Please keep that in mind. A. B. Lakhs of cases are coming, then you can understand the gravity of this problem. Domestic violence, you're talking about lakhs of cases that come, is not coming there on emotional basis. They are coming there as a last resort, thinking that police can do something because the presumption that police will protect the women. And because they assume now that it is a crime, it is no longer a fight and argument between husband and wife. And you are also brushing it off and saying that she should have moved out of it because she was not even married, which means you're saying the other lakhs of cases cannot move out of those relationships because they continue to be married. So I have a lot of problems with all of these various phrases that you have used. But when she has made a very clear-cut letter that her life is in danger, then should you not have registered an FIR? Attempt to murder, threatening to cut me up. Should you not have, based on whatever her complaints have been, when I say you, I'm talking about police in general, sent this case for an MLC? A medical legal case is something that should have been registered. The hospital authorities, the doctors over there, the medical practitioners should have at least made a case history that the bruises on her body, whatever is there on her body, is a result of somebody beating her, her live-in relationship only partner, but that person beating her. She didn't get it on her own. All of this amounts to crime. You should have registered it that, not taken it as a domestic violence case alone.
Yes. And Brinda, you know, before I come to Shilpi, and I know Karan also wants to come in, there is an entire sequence of event, and I think Jain Saab, the police will do well to actually tell us more about this kind of evidence and the timeline. You know, between the 23rd of November, where Shraddha goes to the police station at Vasai, Karan and Shilpi and Brinda, and the 19th of December, PK Jain Saab, where she actually takes her complaint back. Did the police try to figure out what happened? Because in the meantime, on the 24th, and we have our graphics for that, so I'll just request our producers to put that on the screen so that our viewers are able to understand the story better. And this is exactly why the timeline is so important, Brinda, in the case. 23rd, she writes this letter. On the 24th, she's having a chat with her ex-boss, PK Jain Saab, where she's speaking about making rounds to the police station. She says that I have low BP because of this beating. She says, I don't have the energy to even get up from my bed. That is what she said, Brinda, on the 24th. Fast forward to the next 5 days. Shraddha is in the hospital in Vasai. She is there for exactly 4 days, PK Jain Saab. I want to know, did the cops even try to verify what happened in those 20 days? Did the sequence of event, did that image of Shraddha, who's bruised, she has a strangulation mark on her neck, and I'm requesting my team to put out that image of Shraddha, because that's an image that is haunting all of us, plus this letter, PK Jain Saab. How is it that the police has zero accountability and the police will not give us any answers? Jain Saab.
Clear about it, Deepthi. If it was that serious a case that the girl had been beaten very badly, and if she was carrying all those telltale marks, there was no reason for the concerned police officer to launch an inquiry. He should have registered a case.
So that image is on the screens. There are no ifs and buts, sir. That image is on the screen. When Shraddha came to withdraw her complaint, I want to understand, did the police even verify or speak to her that what happened? Why are you taking your complaint back? Or did they satisfy themselves that everything is fine, so, you know, we can just let Shraddha be?
No, what I'm saying is on 24th of November, I'm talking of 24th of November itself, Deepthi, on that day itself, if the case was that serious. See, you are putting up these images. I've seen these images on the TV earlier. I was not sure whether it is these were the photographs of 24th of November when she was beaten. But I'm categorically stating that if the things were so bad, if she was carrying all those telltale marks, if there was a strangulation mark on her neck, on her throat, there was no reason why the police officer should not have acted. If he has not acted, he is certainly guilty and he should be proceeded against. There are no two thoughts about it.
But they did not act, Jain Saab. I mean, there is no doubt. They did not act. They did not act. Shilpi.
In that case, they are responsible. Number one. Number two, when I said lakhs of cases every year, I did not mean only cases of domestic violence. I'm talking of the applications which are received by the police. I was talking of that. And the third thing is that between this case and her death about 6 months ago or whatever time it was, in the next 1.5 years, also they were living together, and I don't know whether there was any further complaint or not. So if at all on 24th of November, this was the condition, the police officer should have acted, should have registered a case and taken it to its logical end. But it was not done. If it was not done and the police are not answering anything, they are accountable, they are responsible. They must be held accountable for that. I have no two qualms about it. I'm not trying to protect anybody who is delinquent in his duties. But I was only telling you the normal course of action which happens in such cases, that there are differences in the live-in partners, in husband and wife. And after a few days, they come, patch up and come back to the police station saying that she wants to withdraw the complaint, or whoever is the affected party. It doesn't happen one way. In a case of domestic harassment.
Jain Saab, with all respects, sir, with all respects, I again disagree. You know, because Brinda, there is a sense from the cops. You know, earlier also we were speaking to a lot of former cops who normalize this kind of a violence. And you know, Shilpi, we have a problem with this, because just think, Shraddha was someone who's from the city, you know, who's from a city like Mumbai. She's traveled all over. She's educated. She had the means. In spite of that, she takes all the courage to go to the cops to file a complaint. You know, with those bruise marks, with those strangulation marks. Imagine what is the message today going out to tons of Shraddhas who can't speak up, who can't go to a police station. What's the message, Shilpi, going out to them?
I will begin by saying this country desperately needs a complete police reform, complete police overhaul. We have to begin from the bottom. There is no other way. You see, the implementation of law in our country is left to the lowest rung officials. If you open the website of Delhi Police, a 10th pass or a 12th pass can qualify to be a police officer. The investigation of such cases is left to either an ASI or a SI who may be only a 12th pass. We have a combination of cops who are investigating such cases who are incompetent, inefficient, low caliber, drenched in corruption, and absolutely zero accountability. This was a case where there was imminent threat to this girl, to her life. It requires immediate registration of FIR. After Nirbhay, there were some amendments in the criminal law, one of them being when there are offenses against women and the police does not register FIR immediately, the police officer can be imprisoned with 6 months. But Nirbhay is now, I think, almost a decade, and there has, to my knowledge, not been a single case where the police officer has been held accountable. Even I have experienced cases where my clients go to police station with complaints of rape and the police looks the other way, when the law is that 6 months punishment. But the problem is that our system is such that police is not expected to be accountable. They are never held accountable for their inaction. And one, we need a complete overhaul in the appointments. The police officer must be minimum a graduate so that he has at least a basic knowledge and some maturity. You give a 12th pass, a wife, a wireless phone, a danda, and the power gets into his head. He is zero competence and misuse of power at all levels. He's drenched in corruption. And of course, one thing I agree with Mr. Jain.
You know, Shilpi, we don't even know what to call this. That is why we here at Republic are asking how many killers of Shraddha. Is it only Aaftab who killed Shraddha? It's also the system, isn't that, Karan? But before I come to you with your permission, because Shilpi has spoken about the cops in the case, and PK Jain Saab, I think we must listen into what we heard from the DCP of Vasai zone. This is the DCP of Vasai Virar, who's speaking after the entire revelation, after the letter. And look at the absolute casual manner, Brinda and Shilpi, that you will hear this gentleman speak up. He's a cop under whose watch you have such cases that continue to pass by, and police से क्या करते हैं? आपस में बैठते हैं, compromise करा लेते हैं. That is the common language, compromise करा लेते हैं. But today Shraddha is no more. And do the cops take their accountability? Let's listen into what we heard.
इस मामले में जो भी ज़रूरी कार्रवाई करनी थी वो कार्रवाई पुलिस की तरफ से की गई है. जो अर्जी दी गई थी, अर्जी के ऊपर में जांच हुई है. जांच के बाद में खुद जो कंप्लेनेंट ने लिखित बयान दिया है कि उसकी अब कोई कंप्लेंट या तकरार रही नहीं है, और जो उसका जो ये था फ्रेंड था, उसके फ्रेंड के माँ बाप ने आके उनको मतलब समझाया था दोनों को भी, और अभी उसकी कोई तकरार नहीं है, ऐसा करके उसने रिटर्न स्टेटमेंट दिया था, और जिसके चलते वो मतलब वहीं पे वो क्लोज हो गया.
तो सबको समझा दिया है, किसी को कोई गिला शिकवा नहीं है, is what PK Jain Saab, this DCP says. But before I get you to comment on this, Karan, what do we do today? The father of Shraddha is asking that, listen, when my daughter filed this complaint, why wasn't I intimated? Isn't it the cop's duty to speak to the parents, to get them into confidence, to at least tell them that, listen, this is what your daughter is facing?
You know, Deepthi, I heard Jain Saab speak very patiently. But let me tell him this, that he kept on saying there are lakhs of such cases that come. Sir, this is not just a number. Today, we've lost a precious life. So let's not be insensitive by saying we get lakhs of such cases on a daily basis. That's number one. Number two, we cannot absolve the complete brazen dereliction of duty by the police here. They have not even bothered to do a preliminary investigation, a medical checkup of the condition this woman is in. She's making a plea that there is a serious threat to my life and I might just be chopped. And they do not even do a basic preliminary investigation. And sir tries to defend them here. I think it's brazen, and the collective constables and everyone who's there at the Vasai Virar police station, their heads should hang in shame and heads should roll today. Deepthi, I don't just stop at the police here.
And what about the netas, no, Karan? Because what happens?
I'm coming to that.
See, there is a pattern. We've seen this. We've seen this in all cases, Brinda and Shilpi. You will agree with me. It's not just about the cops.
Just let me complete.
The cops can take a back seat because they know nothing will happen. Unless you have heads that roll, unless you have accountability, Brinda and Shilpi, that's fixed from the top to bottom, nothing happens. Isn't that true, PK Jain sir? Otherwise, tell me something. Why would a DCP say, हमने तो जांच कर ली थी. अगर आपने जांच की तो आपको ये तस्वीर नजर नहीं आई, आपको श्रद्धा नजर नहीं आई, आपको ये नहीं पता चला that she was admitted to a hospital. Either they don't care or they know that they can act with impunity because nothing will happen to them. Jain sir.
See, as I said, I am not trying to defend anybody by saying that there should be no action at all. In fact, I would like to inform everybody on the panel and the public in general that one of the largest numbers of punishments are doled out in the police department in the government. Let me tell you that. You'll probably, the figures will speak for themselves. So saying that the heads should roll and all that is all a very good emotional appeal. The heads do roll wherever they deserve to roll. In this case, if there was no inquiry, if the police officer had behaved in a very insensitive manner, which I think the DCP has said, then obviously there'll be no action unless something else comes out. But if the officer had not taken any action and
you saying there'll be no action?
Just like that,
Jain sir, did you just say there'll be no action? No action against the cops. Did you just say that, sir?
Did not even do a preliminary inquiry. Sir, please.
How do you know that? Are you aware of it?
What has he done?
Are you aware of it? You're not even aware what the police had done. See, making a see what normally happens.
But what is the inquiry he would have done, sir? That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. If you just piece together the sequence of events in the next 20 days, following Shraddha going to the police station till Brinda the time that she takes her complaint back. She's gone to a hospital. She was admitted to the hospital for 4 days. She has bruise marks. She has strangulation marks. So how did the police not see all this, or did they not even visit Shraddha at all?
Deepthi, we are all concentrating on the 20 days alone. Please mind it, after those 20 days, she was still in that relationship for the next 1.5 years.
Sir, those 20 days
if the things would have been that serious,
she is to be blamed. Is that so?
I am sure she would have taken the things forward. 1.5 years she was staying with the same man, even after that complaint and withdrawal of complaint. Now today,
sir, you are the former additional DGP of the state of Maharashtra, and
1.5 years after that,
it's unfortunate. Isn't it unfortunate?
1.5 years she's been staying with the same man.
That we hear you speak like this, sir. And
Deepthi,
listen to me, 1.5 years.
I feel sad today that I hear a former top cop speak like this. Shilpi wants to come in quickly. Yes, Shilpi.
Let me just clarify one thing.
Sir, those 20 days when the police had to act.
In Indian
only those 20 days, let's stick to that.
In case of a criminal act, it is considered an offense against the state, not an individual. So even if the individual withdraws a bit, the state is required to provide the complainant a government lawyer free of cost and take up her case, prosecute her case freely, and it's an offense against the state. The other one side is the accused, the other side is versus the state. It's not an individual. So you cannot just blame Shraddha and bring the entire blame around her. It's against the government. When somebody is misusing law or taking liberties, it's the government that has to stand up for the victim, just because the victim may be weak or confused or not.
So where is the government? It's people will say, why are we reading politics into this? But Brinda and Shilpi, I think that's exactly the other part of the story, Shilpi. That the government of the day then has not even bothered to speak up. They have not even issued a statement saying we apologize for what happened and we will fix it.
The government here does not mean politicians. It means the police. It means the prosecution authorities. Let me clarify. It's not the executive. It has nothing to do with the politicians. It's with the
political masters, Shilpi,
and the prosecution.
Do you disagree that political masters of the day have zero command over the state police, because then there is a pattern of such cases.
No,
nothing
like
this is the reaction. In fact, earlier we got from the Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Maharashtra, who says now we'll have an inquiry. He says now we'll have an inquiry, Shilpi, as to who's responsible. But can they bring Shraddha back?
This is the
Deepti,
norm.
law
This
and
is
order is
happening
the
every
state's
day.
responsibility. The
This is
Mahavikas
not
Aghadi is also answerable
unacceptable.
today. Their
No, I don't
inaction,
agree.
they were busy hounding
No.
journalists. They were busy targeting people.
No.
Don't please, law
don't
and
make it
order rests
political.
with the state.
You know, Karan, that's
Of
going to be
course,
another
of course.
tangent. Karan, that's going to be
Of
another
course.
tangent. But
We
there
have
is
to
so
question
much, there is so
Home
much to
Minister
be
at that time.
answered in just the conduct of the police, what they did, what they did not, do, PK Jain Saab. And I will still give you the last word. PK Jain Saab, if this case would have come to you, what would you have done differently today? What can you say to us?
See, in case this girl was battered that badly, an offense would have been registered immediately, and it would have been taken to its logical conclusion by getting charge sheeted or by being filed, whichever way it takes place. But in my opinion, I have always in my life held it that the crime against women must get the top priority of the police force. Any action of any offense of eve teasing, starting right from eve teasing to the serious most cases, would get my attention immediately, and the offenses would be registered right and proper. So I'm very clear about it. Now, if this action was not taken by the concerned officer for whatever reasons, if an inquiry should be conducted, if he is guilty of anything, any lapses, any dereliction of duty on his part, action should be taken. And if he had launched an inquiry and during the course of inquiry this complaint was withdrawn, then I don't think he would be held accountable for any dereliction of duty on his part. It all depends on the what information the police, the local.
Okay, you've for a change used a lot of ifs and buts. Brinda, I'm completely out of time, but I'll still give you the last 10 seconds only, Brinda. Everyone is talking about women empowerment, Nari Shakti, but look at what happens. When a Nari actually reaches a police station with bruise marks, with a strangulation mark, you say samjhauta kar lo, khatam karo case.
Dereliction of duty, yes. Because if she's withdrawing it after 20 days, it was the responsibility of the police to find out why. Was she assigned a protection officer even under the Domestic Violence Protection Act? What did the police
the answer
do
is no.
to see that she is safe? Nothing.
The Domestic Violence Act does not fall within the purview of the police department. It is a different department
police
altogether.
have the responsibility to assign a protection officer to her. Sir,
Please
the
go
police
through
have the
the
responsibility.
act
Brinda,
carefully.
Shilpi, Karan,
Police has no role in the
Please
Domestic
read the
Violence
act.
Act.
We will
The
revisit
police
the
has
story.
no role to
We
play.
will continue to revisit the story only for what of time. Till heads roll, till we know why the cops did not act on this letter. Shraddha saw her death coming. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, Shraddha saw this butchery. She foresaw everything. That she's going to be chopped into pieces and thrown away. Exactly what happened. I thank all of you right now for speaking to me, and I quickly need to get in our colleague Abhishek, because this is also the season of the big Gujarat elections. Abhishek, we are just days away from that big election. As always, Republic setting the news agenda. What are you getting for us?
Absolutely, Deepti. In fact, the last thing we want is politicization of the Shraddha story, so we'll keep a close eye on what's happening there. But on the Gujarat election front, in an interview to Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami, Union Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP's Chanakya has debunked the possibility of a triangular contest in Gujarat between the BJP, the Congress, and of course the new entrant, the Aam Aadmi Party. Why would he say that? What's cooking in Gujarat politics? Let's look at this report and then discuss with a very good Gujarat panel on the other side.
केजरीवाल जी ने इस बार हिंदू कार्ड प्ले करने की कोशिश की। उन्होंने पहले कहा था कि मेरा राम किसी की मस्जिद तोड़कर बनाए मंदिर में नहीं बस सकता। ये उनकी स्टेटमेंट थी 2014 में। और इस बार उन्होंने कहा कि जितने हमारे करेंसी नोट है इसमें लक्ष्मी गणेश की जो तस्वीरें हैं वो प्रिंट होनी चाहिए।
देखिए,
क्या वो हिंदू कार्ड प्ले कर रहे हैं, उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा?
कोई किसी भी कार्ड को प्ले करे, अर्नब जी, भारत की जनता और विशेषकर गुजरात की जनता इतनी भूली भाली नहीं है कि एक दो टोचकों से या एक दो स्टेटमेंट से किसी और बह जाए। राजनीति में हर व्यक्ति का अपना एक इतिहास होता है, इसकी विश्वसनीयता बनती है जिसके आधार पर, और एक लंबा कैरियर होता है। आप किस प्रकार की बात करते हो, आपकी आइडियोलॉजी क्या है, आपकी आइडियोलॉजी के मायने क्या है, आपकी आइडियोलॉजी के लक्ष्य क्या है, और इसके क्रियान्वयन के लिए आपने क्या करा। जैसे भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने भारतीय जनसंघ से हम आए, वाया जनता पार्टी भारतीय जनता पार्टी में बने। भारतीय जनता पार्टी से लेकर भारतीय जनसंघ से लेकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी तक हमने कहा था कि हम 370 धारा को जब भी हमें मौका मिलेगा हटाएंगे। एक देश में 2 निशान, 2 प्रधान, 2 विधान नहीं चल सकते और हमने हटाकर दिखाया। जब पूर्ण बहुमत मिला नरेंद्र भाई के नेतृत्व में, आज धारा 370 और 35 से दोनों समाप्त हो गई और कश्मीर हमेशा के लिए भारत के साथ जुड़ गया है। तो इससे क्रेडेंशियल बनते हैं। हमने जब से भी राम जन्मभूमि आंदोलन हुआ, हमने क्लियर कट स्टैंड पालमपुर बीजेपी कार्यकारिणी में लिया था कि हम मानते हैं कि वही जगह पे राम मंदिर बनना चाहिए। अब जब नरेंद्र मोदी जी को सारी समस्याओं को सुलझाकर देश की जनता भूमि पूजन करते हुए देखती है, शिलान्यास करते हुए देखती है, तब भरोसा बढ़ता है। हमने कहा था कि हम इस देश में कॉमन सिविल कोड की पैरवी करेंगे और अगर हम पावर में आते हैं तो इसको लाएंगे। 1950 में कहा था और आज कॉमन सिविल कोड के लिए भारत के 3 राज्यों ने इनिशिएटिव लिया है। एक चर्चा बहस छिड़ी है और कुछ ही समय में 3 राज्यों में कॉमन सिविल कोड आपको दिखाई पड़ेगा। हमने कहा था कि किसी भी पंथ निरपेक्ष देश के अंदर धर्म के आधार पर कानून नहीं होने चाहिए। ट्रिपल तलाक को हम समाप्त करेंगे। हमने कर दिखाया है। तो विश्वसनीयता जो होती है व्यक्ति की, पार्टी की, विचारधारा की, वो सिर्फ बोलने से नहीं होती है कर्तृत्व से बनती है। और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पास कर्तृत्व की पूंजी है। हमारे नेतृत्व ने, हमने जो मुद्दे प्रस्तापित किए थे उसको लेकर लंबा सार्वजनिक जीवन में संघर्ष किया, स्वीकृति लाई, जनता का भरोसा जीता, सत्ता प्राप्त करी और ये सारे मुद्दे आज क्लियर कर दिए।
All right, so what are we discussing? Essentially, the Home Minister of India, because also the fact that he's from Gujarat, he's BJP's Chanakya, reading the tea leaves so far as Gujarat is concerned, and of course he knows the state like the back of his hand, says that it's not going to be triangular contest as some political observers have been maintaining through headlines and comments over the last 1 month, and it's going to be a straight contest between the BJP and the Congress party as it has been over the last almost 3 decades. Joining me on this broadcast, we have Hiren Kotak, spokesperson of Gujarat BJP, joining us live from Ahmedabad. In a bit, I think we are going to get Japan Pathak. He's a political commentator based out of Ahmedabad, again knows the nerves and veins of Gujarat like a veteran journalist should. And then we have Manasvi Thapar representing the Congress view live from Ahmedabad. And let me begin with Dr. Piyush Joshi, political analyst live from Indore. He leans towards the Aam Aadmi Party. So sort of we will try to understand from him what's going on in Aam Aadmi Party's mind when the Home Minister of the country, who's BJP's Chanakya and comes from Gujarat, says that Aam Aadmi Party is not a factor in Gujarat. Piyush Joshi, despite whatever histrionics and whatever, the pictures that you are projecting or trying to project with all those rallies in the state. Piyush Joshi.
Well, Mr. Shah, I think spoke as a senior leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party rather than speaking as the Home Minister of the country. That's fine with him because that was a political interview and he has every right to count or discount any other political party. What we are working is pretty apparent, and what we are working on, that is also pretty apparent on the streets of Gujarat. The people have started getting connected with the Aam Aadmi Party for few reasons. On one particular statement, I heard it's an interesting phrase he used, कि भाजपा के पास करतूतों की लंबी पूंजी है. करतूत is an interesting phrase to use. I wouldn't go whether it is karm or kartut. So let's just discount it at that. Aam Aadmi Party definitely has its credibility. And how does the Aam Aadmi Party derive its credibility? It derives its credibility because Arvind Kejriwal, before forming the government in Delhi, promised that he is going to give 700 liters water per day free to the people of Delhi. He did that. He has promised that he is going to give 200 units of electricity free of cost. He did that. The same thing he did in Punjab. He promised that he is going to open Mohalla clinic and improve and strengthen the primary healthcare system in the state of Delhi. He did that. So there are so many things. He promised that he is going to go and doorstep and form an institution for doorstep delivery. He did that. There are a few promises on which still, like the Yamuna cleaning and everything. All these things they are still in the pipeline. And,
okay, Piyush Joshi, understood. Okay, Piyush Joshi.
So that's where the
you made an opening comment. You know, essentially what you're saying is, Piyush Joshi, that the Aam Aadmi Party is projecting the Delhi model, Mohalla clinics, the Punjab model, Bhagwant Singh Mann as the chief minister, and
model.
That's something which is going to attract the voter in Gujarat.
Yeah.
Okay, let Bajpai speak for itself. We have Hiren Kotak of the BJP. In a while, we'll have Japan Pathak as a political analyst. But since we have a BJP representative, let Hiren Kotak respond to that. Hiren Kotak, BJP, according to the view from Aam Aadmi Party, of course, Piyush Joshi only represents or leans towards the Aam Aadmi Party. Represents the Aam Aadmi Party view, not essentially of the party per se officially, because the party does not send its representatives. Hiren Kotak, ये कह रहे हैं आम आदमी पार्टी के जो मोहल्ला क्लिनिक मॉडल है दिल्ली का, एजुकेशन का, फ्रीबी का, फ्री में बिजली देने का, वो गुजरात